びの時代は終わる。
Hi guys, I'm Bush What If right here, back with another video, and for today I'll be doing a new part of What If Deku was in Misfit of Demon King Academy. I really hope you enjoy. With out of the way, let's begin the story. We last left off when Izuku got his pro hero license, as well as him and Katsuki fighting and eventually making up. To which it was the next day, and it was just a normal school day for them. They were taught about normal school education like English, mathematics, and so on. It went on for about two days. Yeah, 2 days. 2 days until Aizawa came into the class and said that today you're going to be deciding what you're going to do for your future career. Everybody got tensed up except for Izuku, Katsuki, Todoroki, as well as Sasha, because they know what this is going to mean, and so on. Izuku essentially was minding his own business, just being calm and thinking and talking to himself, essentially just thinking of what it could be, what are the possibilities, and so on and so on. Like, for example, is this going to be another internship, or is it going to be we are going to use our pro hero licenses as a pro hero and go out on the streets and actually try to help other people. So that's what Izuku was pondering about while Aizawa was explaining. So Aizawa explains that that they are going to be doing work studies. So Aizawa just says that there are different from normal internships and so on. Like instead of being like in normal internships, heroes are required to not really required, but hero students are required to at least learn to do things on the job, essentially like an internship. But instead of it being an internship, like it's more of an internship that you gain experience from it, learning how everything works, how they manage their systems, and so on and so on. So Aizawa eventually says that, so class, for today, I'll be introducing to you guys the 3 students that are highly, and I do mean highly, considered one of the best in the school. To which the door opens to reveal 3 students, one with yellow hair, one with blue hair, and one with I guess black hair. I don't know. I guess it's a quite purplish, I guess, violet, a kind of violet hair. I don't really know, but essentially that. And essentially Aizawa continue on explaining, saying that these are the big 3. They are called. Their names are Mirio Togata, Tamaki Amajiki, and Nejire Hado. Sorry for butchering that, guys. Nejire started looking onto Soji. If you or is it Soji or Shoji? I think it's called Shoji. His name was called, or Octo Arms. I think it was Shoji. So yeah, not to be confused with Sojiro. Okay. Nejire started to question about Shoji's mask and stuff, of why does he wear it, is it about his quirk, or is he germophobic, or does he have a cold, and so on and so on. To which then he goes to Todoroki, to which she asks about his scar, to which Todoroki became silent, to which Izuku actually interferes and says that, Miss Hado, I respectfully say this to you as your junior, but you shouldn't talk about things that essentially people don't want to answer, or essentially like they don't want them to essentially ask them what it is about. With all the respect, but you might be saying that I am out of line, but I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just looking out for my fellow student or my friend that isn't really comfortable of telling why he has something like this or he wears something like this. because it's really uncomfortable for them. To which Najire apologizes and saying, sorry, gomenne, and so on, because of, she didn't account that they became uncomfortable of her talking about that stuff, so yeah, she didn't really think about that, so she feels really bad about it and says sorry. And to which Shoji and Todoroki said, it's fine. You didn't know, so it's fine. So essentially, after that kind of interaction, they the big three started to continue on saying that essentially what are the differences between hero studies as well as internships. So essentially, they continue on that. Essentially, as I said before, internships are more on the lines of they give you a few weeks to be with a pro hero, essentially learn the basics. To which in this one, in work studies, you essentially are on the field doing it mostly, like almost every day. Like you're essentially a pro hero essentially. To which, yeah, that's kind of confusing to everyone. But yeah, to which Aizawa proposed an idea that they Mirio should show off the skills that he learned of how essentially he is like this essentially, or the skills that he learned from doing hero studies or work studies. To which, let's just say that Izuku comes up to Mirio and in front of the class, he come up to him and asked, Mr. Mirio, if I'm correct, right? Or Mirio senpai? Oh my god, it cringes me. Sorry, but yeah, he asked Mirio senpai, I have a question for you. What is your quirk? To which Mirio bluntly said that, oh, my quirk is permeation. To which, let me get out of the story for a second. I know the characters are not going to say their blank quirks like that. Especially Mirio. Especially him. He knows that the confidentiality of having a quirk. But in reality, that's not really true. Essentially, All Might didn't reveal his quirk, but the others, like Endeavor, Hawks, and so on, they have their quirks in their ID, so they they're quote unquote giving away their quirks. I don't know, but yeah, let's continue on. But yeah, he essentially said to Midoriya that his quirk is called permeation, and essentially explains that permeation is essentially like phasing and so on, but yeah, phasing. And he doesn't list down the quote unquote the weaknesses of permeation. So he essentially doesn't say that. He just say that, oh, I can just phase through anything. That's it. So yeah. To which Izuku writes it down, and says, thank you, Mira senpai, and goes to his seat and starts brainstorming ideas. Todoroki, Ida, and Tokoyami, as well as Katsuki, looks at what Izuku is doing and essentially strategizing. To which Izuku, having the powers of learning magic, he connects to Todoroki. He connects to Todoroki, Ida, who else? Tokoyami, as well as Katsuki, as well as Sasha. So he connects his mind to them and actually communicates with them. To which Katsuki was a little bit confused and saying that, Izuku, why am I hearing your thoughts, or why am I hearing your voice? To which Izuku just says, calm down, it's a part of my quirk, and essentially about my ability and so on, but I will explain to you later. I know Todoroki, Ida, as well as Tokoyami know about this about this power that I have. To which they know, as well as Sasha, if you didn't know. But and to which they essentially said, yes, we know. And why did you, essentially the big question, why did you need to contact us? I thought we were going to use this for for emergencies only, if we can't essentially hear each other, and so on and so on. To which Izuku just says, yeah, this is a special emergency. I have a bad feeling that something is going to essentially challenge us as a class, that essentially the what Aizawa said, that show them what you learn at work studies, kind of sus to me, to be fair. Among Us, sorry about that. But yeah, essentially they said, okay, understandable. But so what essentially is the hypothesis of this, or a theory that Mr. Izawa has in store? To which Izuku just says that, well, okay, I have a feeling that we're essentially going to fight at least one. I know at least one, essentially one of the big three. To which they just say, oh, that's gonna be hard. Yeah, they're renowned for their skills, and so on. To which Izuku counteracts that and say that, well, that's the thing. Yeah, they have skills, but we have skills as well. We have our own strengths and weaknesses. If we play off of that, we essentially have a strategy for this. But for now, the reason why I asked Mirio-san or Mirio-senpai about his quirk is because I have a feeling that his quirk is going to be used against us, or he's going to essentially show off what he learned to us by fighting us all. Just a hypothesis of this. But yeah, that's just a hypothesis. Okay then, so have you thought of any weaknesses that you think that might be possible? To which Izuku said that, well, I have a few. Number one is his breathing, to be fair. He didn't specifically say that, oh, he can technically breathe, so I can account that. So, as well as his mass as well. We need to predict where he's gonna go, and the controllability that he has. That's another thing that we need to understand. And yeah, but if I recommend something, if you guys are going to fight him, I recommend you guys to not be close and personal with him, because it's gonna be more deadly. I think he uses more of a close combat kind of fighting style, guessing off his quirk, like he's using his permeation to essentially fight as well as evade attacks. To which everybody says, okay, so what now? So to which you say, so if that were to happen, I plan that I'm gonna make a field that our attacks can impact him, even though he is in his permeation, or he is using his quirk. Does that make sense? To which Sasha just says, yeah, it makes sense, but how can you essentially cancel it, or essentially make it to where that you or us have the ability to punch him even though he can phase? Oh, well, that's the thing. I don't have an idea. I was thinking about an idea of how to do that. But if that wasn't possible, I thought that we can essentially, I can make a symbol, or a rune that can help us teleport, and let's just say Ida just asked, why teleport? To which Izuku just commented and said that, well, the thing is about teleportation is that if you essentially rune is more on the lines that I can put it on an object and essentially throw it at him. He's gonna dodge it most likely, or phase through it. Then we can attack, or at the same time. just using the rune. If you know the rune and you know how to essentially teleport to him, but other than that, he needs to be distracted for it to work, because it doesn't really, I don't really know how long he can essentially permeate for so long. So that's the other thing that I need to factor. To which they go on for explaining. To which Aizawa just says, "Hey, Midoriya." To which Izuku just, "Yes, yes, Mr. Aizawa." To which Aizawa just says, "Pay attention." To which, yeah, he wasn't really paying attention. To which Mirio just says, "As I was saying, I would recommend that we would fight at a, essentially, if I remember, near the grounds. I could recommend that in an enclosed space, if that's possible." To which everybody just says, "Sure, why not?" Because obviously, if you fought against villains and so on, you will get a little bit cocky and stuff like that. But Izuku, knowing the experience that he has, and especially humbled down his peers and his essentially friends, he humbled them down, like he humbled down Ida, Todoroki, Katsuki as well. Katsuki doesn't think of himself as a god anymore. Sasha knows this purely well, as well as Tokoyami, to which they know how essentially it affects the human mind when you essentially experience a experience that isn't supposed to be experienced by a child, that like a student of his age or their ages. So it will make them a little bit cocky because they survived and so on and fought back. To which they didn't factor in that they also have experience against fighting villains. So yeah. To which Izuku knows that they have experience because he listened in before he starts to plan about his strategy. So essentially, they went to the grounds and actually fought. Well, the only problem is that Bakatsuki didn't really, was able to fight back because of what. Well, not really, or because he's not doesn't have a hero license. So Izuku actually vouched for him that it's fine, that he should as well experience this for future prospects. To which Aizawa agrees, and yeah, and really doesn't care that much. And yeah, to which Mirio was against Class 1A. Okay. The fight goes on like this. Mirio says that you all against me. So they start fight, and Class 1A starts to get cocky, saying that we faced villains before and so on, which typically gets cocky, except for Todoroki, Ida, Katsuki, as well as Tokoyami, Sasha, and Izuku. They didn't get cocky, they were serious, that because they're going against a veteran, essentially. To them, they are going against a veteran because, yeah, they have been in their shoes. They have experienced what the world has been, and they have experienced how and why they do hero stuff as well. So yeah, to Izuku and his friends, they are veterans, or Mirio is a veteran. So everybody starts to shoot at them, at Mirio, to which Mirio dodges and knocks out a lot of Class 1A. The only ones that are left are Katsuki, Todoroki, Ida, Tokoyami, Sasha, and Izuku. To which Izuku just says, "Okay, let's do phase 1." To which they just says, "Right." To which Todoroki, Ida, Todoroki and Ida start to distract Mirio, as well as Katsuki trying to distract Mirio. As for Tokoyami, he's protecting Izuku because he's making the rune. Because while he was in concentration mode while doing the rune, he was interrupted, so he has to do it on the spot. On the spot. Sorry. But yeah, so essentially, what happens next is that Mirio starts to phase through everything, saying that phasing through ice, phasing through fire, phasing through Ida's attacks. But luckily, Ida dodges his attacks when he fights back. He using reciprocal burst multiple times. To which you all might be wondering, how can Ida use reciprocal burst? Because of reciprocal burst at a lot at a lot of rates. Because of Izuku's training, it doesn't really. He essentially gains more of an ability of how he can burst it out. Yeah, more of a, as I said, reciprocal burst it out of how many times he can use the maximum power that he has. So which he essentially does that. To which Izuku just says, "I'm finished. Okay, here we go." To which Izuku just says, "Dodge." To which Ida and Shoto dodge, and to which Izuku throws this rock at Mirio, to which Mirio just phases through it. To which Mirio just says, "Why did you throw a boom?" What happened? Izuku teleported in an immediate fashion, like Namikaze Minato, like essentially like Minato in Naruto. To which he essentially teleports and actually knocks out Mirio. To which Izuku just says, "Yes, the plan worked. Nice. Good job, everyone. Good job." To which Ida just says, "Thanks, Midoriya." Shota as well, "Thanks, Midoriya." And Katsuki just says, "Yeah, okay. Thanks, Izuku." To which, if I'm wondering what Sasha did, well, was protecting Izuku as well. So yeah, don't mind her. She was trying to protect Izuku in case that Mirio tried to essentially fight Izuku as well. So Tokoyami was thanked as well by Midoriya as protecting them as well as Dark Shadow in case that in case Mirio fought back. So yeah. So that happens, and to which the big three were surprised. Aizawa wasn't that surprised, to be fair. He was surprised, but not that surprised because of how powerful he experienced firsthand how powerful Izuku is, and seen it with his own two eyes. So he isn't really that shocked that Izuku is this powerful. So yeah. To which Izuku just says, "Whew, I thought the plan almost didn't work. Thank you guys for essentially giving me the time to essentially make the rune." To which they just says, "It's no problem, Izuku. It was a great plan at least." And Izuku just, "Sorry for using you as bait and so on, just to distract him." To which they just says, "It's no problem, Izuku. As I said before, we heroes are a team, essentially. We are a team that fights for the same cause, and we have to fight for our for our safety as well as for the people's safety." To which Izuku, Shoto, Ida, Tokoyami tried to help Mirio up. To which Izuku just says, sorry for knocking him out." To which Nejire and Tamaki were a little bit shocked, still speechless, and said that. To which Nejire was the first one to come out of her daze, and says that Izuku said that, "Wow, you're so powerful. How come you're just a first year?" And so on and so on and so on. And essentially start, being the quote-unquote Midoriya personality that asking questions and so on. To which Izuku just says, "Calm down. It wasn't just me. I got the help of my classmates, so it's not really that my essentially credit. It's their credit as well. Because without them, I couldn't really, fought back that much because of yeah, even if we have powerful quirks, like for example Shoto, Ida technically has a power. Ida, Katsuki, as well as Tokoyami, they have all powerful quirks, but we have to limit ourselves because we don't really want to hurt anyone. Yeah, hurt anyone. So even the villains, even though they're considered villains, we still try to protect them because it's a hero's duty to protect others. To which, to which Nejire was a little bit shocked that this coming from a student, from a junior of, or yeah, first year, and they are third years. To which they were shocked that to hear this from Izuku. To which he just, which Nejire just asked that, how how do you have, how can you say that though? How can you say that? Which Izuku just says, from the experience that I have gained from fighting villains to essentially powerful villains, I learned that essentially not all people, or not all villains are villains. They didn't choose to be villains. They were essentially given the opportunity to relive themselves as villains just to help someone in need. This is essentially just like anything that happens in our life. People steal, yeah. Yeah, but how? Why do they steal? To which Nejire was, yeah, shocked. Yeah, really, really shocked. To which, yeah. To which Izuku just says, well, I better get my classmates to in the infirmary. I think Mirio-san did a number on them, so see you later. Uh, also, can you help Mirio up to the infirmary as well? I can't really carry a lot of them that much, so to which they just says, yeah, don't worry about it. To which Izuku started to pick up the students, well, not all the students, but a few students. To which the remaining conscious people picked up their classmates and essentially lifted them to the infirmary, and recovery girl essentially helped them recover. With that they done, they essentially said their goodbyes to essentially to the day, and went to their separate housing or houses, or well, not houses, but to their separate dorms. To which Izuku was interrupted by a knock on the door, because to which Izuku just says, "Who is it?" To which on the door just outside the door someone said, "Sasha." To which Izuku just says, "Oh, okay, hold on." To which he gets out of his computer and opens the door. To which Sasha came in and sat on Izuku's bed. To which Sasha just asked, "So Izuku, what are you doing?" To which Izuku just says that, "Well, I'm just cataloging what happened today on the computer, as well as making physical copies." Why do you ask? To which Izuku just asks Sasha, and Sasha just says, "You really spoke as a king, you know." To which Izuku just says, "Really? I thought Anos did it better." To which Sasha just says, "Yeah, it's true. Yes. Anos was a king, so he could have done it better, but from someone that is like you, or like someone that, you know, was from here, and to speak that from experience is really revelating from other people, and I'm really proud of you, Izuku." To which Izuku just says, "Thanks, Sasha. I really appreciate that." To which Izuku looks at the clock and says, "Oh, it's getting late. Well, guess it's time to go to sleep." To which they go to Izuku's bed and cuddled, as well as going to sleep. And that's where I'm gonna be leaving it off. Sorry guys if it's a little bit long and a little bit rant about reality and stuff. I'm really sorry about that, but Like I always say, like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye!